Now, I want to talk about this Big Scarr and Gucci Mane story that's going viral as we speak. First of all, I think everybody's familiar with Gucci Mane, everybody's favorite snowman. You might also be familiar with the name Big Scarr. Alexander Woods, professionally known as Big Scarr, was a 22-year-old rapper out of Memphis, Tennessee, who was actually signed to Gucci Mane's label 1017. He had a decently sized fan base, was on the up and up, and was projected to do very well in 2023. However, on December 22nd of last year, Alexander Woods ended up passing away. It was revealed that the cause of death was from an overdose. So pills is what took Big Scarr's life away. His death obviously had his entire community shook. A lot of people paid their condolences, Gucci Mane of course being one of them. And Gucci Mane was the one who changed Big Scarr's life, put him on a worldwide platform so he could eat and get his, which is why the story that we're going to talk about in just a second is so sad. So there's been a lot of drama going on post Big Scarr's death. The drama involves Alexander's family and Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane was unfortunately dragged into a situation where he did absolutely nothing wrong, and I think you're going to agree with me on this one. So the other day, someone who's close to Big Scarr came out and made some hefty allegations against Gucci Mane. This person essentially made some claims against Guwap, stating that Gucci Mane ended up ghosting Big Scarr's family when he was apparently supposed to pay for the funeral. So they were saying Guwap, Gucci Mane, you know, the guy who signed Big Scarr, yeah, that man did not pay a dime for Alexander's funeral.
The minute that them folk called your phone to see if you gonna pay for the funeral, you blocked them. That's not real, cuz. On God, that's not real. You ain't straight. You ain't straight. That's them folk. Come on now, cuz. You plug. On God, that ain't straight, cuz. You on here trying to act all real. You post this guy talking about some long live him, bro. You ain't do nothing, cuz. On God. And you ain't getting them chains, cuz. You can't get them chains. There's no way you can get them chains. Thought we just gonna let that go, cuz? No. It's over. You play. And we don't need your money, nigga. We don't need your money to pay for his funeral, nigga. He was gonna get buried. Either way, it's just a point that you supposed to be his CEO and you supposed to be this, and that, and you don't lie like that, cuz. How do you even feel real with yourself? It ain't straight, cuz. You shouldn't even feel straight with yourself. On God, you shouldn't, cuz.
So a lot of heavy allegations were pinned on our favorite snowman, Gucci. As you can imagine, things escalated after this. Some of his other family members got involved, one of them being his sister. Like the person in the video claimed, I believe that is his homie, by the way. But apparently a request was put into place for Big Scarr's family to hand over the chain Gucci Mane gave Big Scarr. Big Scarr's sister then put up this post on her Facebook essentially saying, "You want the chain? Well, come get it back in blood." Just a quick comment on this. Gucci Mane asking for the chain back wouldn't be so weird, and this is why. For anyone who still doesn't know, you know all those big ass chains rappers be flexing after they sign to a record label? Well, the majority of those chains, especially these days, are actually rented. So that big ass flashy chain your favorite new rapper's flexing, he's loaning that from the label so he doesn't own it. As a matter of fact, by the way, most rappers these days rent their clothes as well, if you didn't know. That's the generation we're in right now. A lot of people have stuff just for the look. But anyway, in this Big Scarr case, I don't know if he actually owned the chain or not. Was he renting it? I don't know. But one thing I do know is if 1017, Gucci Mane's label, really put in this request, that does actually mean that he never owned the chain, which again wouldn't be so uncommon, so I just wanted to explain that. Moving on. Now what happened after this is Gucci Mane's wife, Keisha Kayor, she's been holding him down for a minute. Black love, that's something I like seeing. But Keisha, like the loyal woman that she is, she popped out of the cut with some receipts. So Keisha posted this IG story right here. It was a picture of the receipt from Big Scarr's funeral home. So if you're looking at the screen, as you can see, $10,000 in total on December 30. Looks good, right? On his picture, she also said, payment directly to the funeral home. Leave my husband alone. She also posted another Instagram story saying that they sent flowers to his family and they didn't even get a thank you. Last but not least, she also posted the second receipt from the funeral home, which was another $10,000. So 10 plus 10, 20. Gucci Mane paid $20,000 of his own money to Big Scarr's funeral home. So he covered all the necessary costs like he promised he would. So this situation should have definitely ended right here. Gucci's character was in fact assassinated. He got falsely portrayed as a shiesty when that was actually the opposite of the truth. Unfortunately, it didn't end after this, right? So this is what happened after this, and this is the worst part. It does explain why Gucci Mane was slandered like this. Big Scarr's sister dropped this video on social media where she did actually confirm that Gucci Mane followed through on his promise, and he did in fact contribute to Big Scarr's funeral with $20,000. Again, like he promised, man of his words, I like that. However, she did that while spouting the words, 10K ain't shit. She also said that Gucci Mane ain't do shit. Trash his name to social media, even though this man kept his promise. She also said something else which has a lot of people scratching their heads, and that is the fact that Big Scarr's funeral was apparently $60,000.
This 10K ain't did about obituaries and flowers, boo. This ain't here with no obituaries and flowers, boo. 10K ain't. My brother was way more worth, baby. My brother worth more than 10K. Yeah, Gucci son 10,000, and it was somebody else on another 10. So it was 20,000 in all. Like I said, Gucci ain't help with shit. Like I said, Gucci ain't help with shit. 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 You tell me I don't give a fuck about no receipts with no funky 10,000. They want enough. My brother's funeral was 60K in all, 10K. It's still him. It's still him. It's still him. What's 10 to 60? What's 10 to 60? What is 10K to 60?
Now that's something I do not believe. 60K for a funeral, really? That sounds a little steep, ma'am. I don't believe. You could definitely throw down a good funeral for less than 20K, let alone 20K. 60K for a funeral sounds like something that's just being said because you want to pocket the rest of the money yourself. Not making any accusations, I'm just saying what it sounds like. Let's not even talk about that though. Let's talk about the fact that Guwap got his name slandered before, during, and after the fact. See, this is the kind of thing that makes good people not want to help other people. A lot of people have had bad experiences like this where they're trying to do something good and then somehow, somewhere in the situation, somebody tries to flip things on him for some kind of ulterior motive, and then the person who intended to do some good is standing there baffled and shocked. How did it all come to this? I've been in that situation a couple times before, and let me just keep it 107%. I'm not as helpful as I once used to be, and it's sad that it gotta be like that, but it is like that. There's a lot of people that I'm blessed, and what did I get in return? No thank you for helping me, no gratitude, no reciprocation, nothing. Only thing I got was, actually again, nothing, just my energy and time wasted, that's all. A rule of thumb, if they're not helping themselves, you better not try to save them. How are you gonna help a person who's poking holes in their own damn boat? That's not your job. Focus on yourself, king or queen. I digress. I bet that's Gucci Mane right now. He's probably wondering, how did things go so left? I mean, Guwap is still most likely, right? Because he probably had a lot of love for Big Scarr. He's most likely still mourning the death of his artist, friend, and little brother, Big Scarr, and now he's dealing with all these lies being told about him. It was kind of crazy to see Big Scarr's sister, despite the blessings her family had received, still go off on Gucci Mane like he did anything wrong. The only mistake Gucci Mane made here, as far as I see it, is actually contributing with that 20K, because that's something he didn't have to do. He did it out of the kindness of his heart. He did it because he probably just wanted to take the burden off of his family. What that got him instead is he's being painted as the enemy when he didn't do anything but the right thing. I don't want to focus so much on Gucci though, because he's going to be good. More than that, I want to focus on what this exposes, because this is something I've seen a lot in my life. You've probably seen it yourself. Entitlement is really the word here. One thing I can say about that is when people bless you, like when people genuinely bless you, you should treat that shit like a blessing and act accordingly, because nobody owes you anything in this life. You should never feel entitled to people's money, energy, but especially time. This is something a lot of people have an issue with. Someone gives you a hand and suddenly you think you're entitled to the whole arm. Actually, fuck it, the whole body too. Give me your body while you're at it, because you gave me the arm and now I'm entitled to the whole damn body. See, when you act like that, what's gonna happen is, first of all, the people or the person who try to help you, they're never gonna want to deal with you because helping you is a headache. And isn't that funny? Isn't it crazy how helping certain people always comes with more trouble than you had before you helped them? Like if me helping you even makes my life 0.0001% harder than it is, I will kindly refrain from helping you because life is hard as it is. Aside from the person who tried to help you not wanting to deal with you, this is also a signal to other people that they shouldn't deal with you. So now you blocked one blessing and you also blocked other potential incoming blessings that now aren't incoming because you blocked those blessings. Here's another situation that just makes you think twice about who you help. I think people are just too entitled in this world. I want to give a shout out to Big Scarr's pops. He actually jumped in the middle of this thing as it was going on, expressing his gratitude for Gucci Mane and tried to do a little bit of damage control because his family is looking very bad right now.
Atlantic, they sent their 10 bands. Gucci, he sent his 10 bands. I covered the rest. I appreciate that. Big time. Big time. Certain things were said that shouldn't have been said. It was wrong. Man to man, I wish somebody would have just dialed my, and talked to your guy 100. You know what I'm saying? All this out of control. Gucci them, hey, the best thing ever happened to my son. Nobody deserved this here. Nobody ain't asked me for nothing, I ain't heard. Now I don't know where all the story come from, but I know who did it, but y'all forgive me.
So salute to the OG, Big Scarr's father, for setting a good example. Personally, I think things would have been very different had he been the one who's at the forefront of this entire thing. That's what should have happened, by the way. Big Scarr's father, since he got a lot of sense, he should have been the one controlling the situation. He should have been the one who was handling all the payments and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Big Scarr maybe wasn't that close with his father, right? Because if he was, Gucci Mane would have been dealing with him directly instead of the rest of his family. Something else I want to bring up about this story, and this should be a reality check to all my rappers out there. Y'all gotta listen to this, because Big Scarr's family tripping about the 20K should tell you something. If they're tripping about this money to the point where they're accusing Guwap of not coming through, that just means that Big Scarr most likely didn't leave a lot behind, which is really sad and eerie to think about. I mean, you would assume that wouldn't be the case because Big Scarr was a poppin' rapper, right? But let me tell you the raw and uncut truth. A lot of the rappers we've seen pass away, a lot of them actually died broke. I'm saying rappers who made millions of dollars left nothing behind. If anything, they left jewelry behind, a couple cars, and that's about it. And by the way, all these materials that they left behind, they didn't own any of it. How sad is that? Also, unfortunately, most rappers don't own their masters. On top of that, a lot of them live this crazy inflated lifestyle as soon as they get in the game. So they go from a couple $1,000s in expenses every month to 30, 40, 50K in expenses monthly, all while they got zero in their savings, all while they're feeding 10 grown adults, aka their homeboys, who aren't contributing anything, of value to their career. This whole time, they're also drowning in debt because that advance ain't free, all while the label is actually laughing because they know once the advance money for this guy runs out, we're gonna own him for life. If he doesn't die before, that is. Well, in that case, we own him after he dies as well. So when I tell you that a lot of rappers die broke, believe me when I say that a lot of rappers not only die broke, but a lot of rappers will continue to die broke. There's way too much emphasis on looking the part, but not enough emphasis on being the part. When you put all your focus on looking the part, you're going to be lost chasing something that doesn't actually help you in the long run. And what's going to happen is, in the end, God forbid you pass, all those bad decisions you made will now burden the people that you love. Because now it's your family who's going to have to deal with all these corporations who you owe money, especially if you haven't left much behind. If you want the polar opposite example of what it could look like, let's take a look at the late Young Dolph. Young Dolph was beyond a boss. This man not only owned the rights to his music, aka his masters, but he also left behind over 100 properties to his wife and children. Every single year, Dolph, he had this tradition, right? Dolph made it a habit to purchase one property every single year, and he put it in his children's name. The idea, according to Dolph, was that by the time his children reached the age of 18, they would have 18 properties under their name, and that's going to set him up to become wealthy. Unfortunately, Dolph never got to experience his kids turning 18 since he prematurely died, but regardless of that, whether or not he's here, he kept his promise. Because what he say on Major, keep going up the ladder, they man make 'em matter. Told my son when I'm going, you gonna be a rich little bastard. Anyway, we're gonna end it right here. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't be stingy. Any thoughts on this Gucci Mane and Big Scarr story? Personally, I think it's unfortunate that this is the conversation that's being had post Big Scarr's passing. We should be grieving the young man at this stage, not talk about this. That's what I think. Do you have any thoughts on it though? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. And man, have a good day, okay? I'm out. Peace.
Yo, what are you doing? Yo, tell him to like the video. Yeah, he forgot. He literally forgot to tell him to like the video. That's the most important part of any video. Stupid ass. He forgot. Yeah.
So you guys are trying to get fired, huh?
Dumbass. Oh shit.
You guys are trying to get fired, huh?
He's listening, bro. He was listening.
Yeah, I'm listening. Y'all thought I just left?
We're sorry.
No, I was listening.
Yeah, I was listening.